From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
With the Epstein case, it is a reflection on every community.
A House vote set to take place tomorrow. How the potential of the Epstein files release is drawing national takes, including from Montana.
When you look at the history, what happened during a very brief period of time makes no sense.
Water bills still creeping higher in Billings. How some are fighting back while the city continues to demand payments.
We put on almost 300 pounds on the dogs in weight since we've taken them in, which is phenomenal.
And making healthy strides. How dozens of dogs rescued from neglect are on their way down the path of recovery. Those stories and much more coming up in the next hour. Good morning and welcome back to Montana This Morning on this Monday, November 17th. I'm Hailey Monaco here with Miller Robson. Miller, it's so great to be back with you.
It's good to have you back. So again, if you're just joining us, back from where?
Japan for 10 days.
Yeah.
And I got you a little present.
Oh, did you get me
I got you a little cat because I know you have your cats.
Yeah, it just looks like mittens.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you, Hailey. Appreciate that. I'm going to sit that right there. There you go.
I was thinking of you.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the trip.
It was so amazing. We were there for 10 days, started off in Tokyo, which I think was my favorite place, was Tokyo. I would go back any day. It was so clean, it was so quiet, even though there were so many people there
a lot of
around
walking
you.
too.
Yes. 20,000 steps a day about.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot. I'm pretty tired, but I'm very happy to be back.
Well, everybody's happy. We had a lot of messages on Facebook and email, so it's good to have you back.
Yes.
All right. I know she likes the warm weather. Well, how was the weather there, by the way?
It was beautiful. It only rained one day that we were there, and then the rest of the time it was mostly like this weather, how it is here.
All right, well, I wish I could give you some warm weather. I know you like the warmer
I
stuff.
know,
But
it's fine.
It's not as cold as it could be. It's not going to be really a little warmer than average. We're looking at 50s, maybe even some 60s today. We may see some changes as we get into the Thanksgiving week, and we'll tell you more about that coming up here in just a bit. Still too early to give you specifics, but we'll kind of show you what those outlooks show. Let's take a look at temperatures across, well, first off, yesterday, like it's been and will continue to be. We had highs in the 50s yesterday. We see 52, so about 6 degrees above the norm, 36 above average as well, about 10 degrees above the norm. A little breezy out there. Now, as we get into the weekend, the western foothills could definitely see some stronger winds. Dry for the month, still pacing ahead for the year, and we do have some moisture out there to our north and to our south. That area of low pressure around Wyoming, southern parts of Wyoming, giving us a little bit of precipitation there. Billings may get a little bit off of that, not likely, but wouldn't be surprised if we see maybe a spotty shower. Temperatures across the area right now in the 30s and 40s. Here in Billings, we're sitting at 40, feels like 33. Humidity to 86%, winds out of the west at about 12 miles an hour. Day planner today, we'll see some cloud cover, breaks for some sunshine, maybe a little bit of rain, not likely, but could happen. Trying to get up to about 59 today, maybe even 60 in some spots and even some 40. So staying above average this week, not as warm as it has been, and then maybe some changes next week. We will definitely take a look at that coming up.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Miller.
Good to have you back, Kim.
And we begin your 6 o'clock hour in Park City. This morning, residents are facing a double crisis: sudden evictions and a boil water advisory after inspections found dangerous conditions at the Homestead apartments and bacteria in the water supply. Now, it's a story we continue to follow closely, including last week when residents brought complaints about the property to the city. Our Isabel Spartz has the latest on this ongoing saga.
It's a repeat nightmare.
He's caused a lot over the years.
To a nearly 2-decade problem in Park City.
It's crazy it went on this long.
Now residents within a 2-block radius of the Homestead apartments face a boil water advisory after sewage leaked into the well water.
As far as we can tell, there's a sewer leak on the property somewhere leaching into the ground.
As crews work to find solutions, Ben Goldie, who lives right behind the property, says it's not the first time it's happened, even having to modify his own water system.
We've got several $1,000s tied up in a water system in our house. We wound up with E. coli on one of our properties.
The water mishap, along with years of problems at the complex, is now followed by Gary Whites, who owns the building, being sued by the County Board of Health, trying to force an adequate inspection. Goldie is one of many also pushing for change.
We went to court, and the judge had said he would meet with the 2 attorneys in 2 weeks to make a decision, and 2 days later, here we are.
But now another issue. While the court decides, the health department is shutting the building down until conditions are healthy, meaning tenants have to vacate.
He isn't treating people very well over there. He doesn't care about his tenants at all. It's all about the money for him.
It's a mountain of headaches for not only the tenants, but for the homes and businesses nearby. Across the street at Pop's Inn Bar, longtime employee Bonnie Jo Cardenas says the bar has spent thousands in a new filtration system.
We have a water filtering system, but nevertheless, you can check for the nitrates, but you cannot check for any bacteria.
Even more on hauling water cases and bags of ice.
This happened a couple of years ago, and it ran into the thousands here.
She's just one of many fed up, hoping it's the boiling point to getting the property removed and the dangerous conditions cleaned up.
There's a lot of people that are upset because it took so long, but it's being done now.
It's time to do something. It's time to shut it down. Hopefully this will be resolved soon, but for right now, all we can do is just keep buying the water and bring it in.
In Park City, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
Isabel, thank you. Now, the city of Billings says it's done waiting and late fees are coming and water shutoffs are on the table for residents who still haven't paid their outstanding bills. Now, more than a year after Billings residents started seeing those sky-high water bills, some soaring into the thousands, frustration is still boiling over. The city blames the confusion on its new billing system and after a full audit insists the bills are accurate. But that hasn't eased tensions. Many homeowners remain convinced something is wrong, and some are now pursuing legal action against the city. Now, as that deadline has many Billings residents scrambling for help, including one woman who says the charges have put such a strain on her family they had to move sooner than expected. And with the latest on where this standoff goes next, here's our Vanessa Willardson.
22-year-old Hailey Ferguson owes the city $4,134 in water bills.
They basically told us, like, there's nothing more we can do. Like, the meters are correct, is what they told us. So whatever's flowing through those meters is what you need to pay.
It all began last August when the city sent her a water bill of approximately $2,500. Ferguson immediately got Public Works involved, which sent a maintenance crew out to check for water leaks.
They were like, this is insane amount of water. They told us, like, even if you left all of your sinks, your bathtub, your washer dryer, your toilets, your hose outside, if all of that was running, you still wouldn't use this much water in a month.
But even though no leaks were discovered, the city continued to send Ferguson outrageously high water bills.
I was like, what are we supposed to do with this? Like, we're up to $4,000 now. I can't afford $4,000 for 2 months worth of water. And I mean, that's double the amount we were paying for rent.
Public Works told Ferguson she needs to set up a payment plan with the city by the end of December, or her debt will be sent to collections.
They send it to collections, which hurts your credit. If you don't pay the collections, they can start deducting it from your paychecks.
The Billings water dispute Citizens React Facebook group has documented bill invoicing from more than 50 residents who say they experienced unusually high water bills starting last summer.
When you look at the history of several years of usage, what happened during a very brief period of time makes no sense.
Ed Johnston, who also received unusually high water bills, teamed up with property owner Gary Zach. They've both been negotiating with the city, trying to find a solution.
Even though we've talked to a lot of people, they're still telling us that they believe that everything that was billed is 100% accurate and they want their money.
While legal action is on the table, it's not the road either of them want to go down.
The citizens will have to pay those legal fees. So whether we win or we lose, we still lose.
In the meantime, Johnston and Zach are continuing to gather stories through their Facebook page.
We can take that and we can gather the information and be a source for passing it on.
In Billings, Vanessa Willardson, MTN News.
Vanessa, thank you for the update. Now, City Administrator Chris Kukulski says the city will impose late fees at the end of December and turn off water in January for those who do not set up payment plans. Now, winter is soon to bear down on Montana. If your gear isn't ready, the cold will catch up to you fast. Chances are your outdoor equipment needs a good dust up and tune up to stay safe. And over the weekend, MSU Billings students joined forces with the base camp to get people winter ready. Our Hannah Pettiferi shows us why these cold weather skills aren't optional. They're essential.
You never know when something might go wrong while adventuring out.
The worst thing that can happen is when you're out and it doesn't work.
That's why MSU Billings students like Chloe Barrera are giving the tips and tricks to be prepared for that adventure.
Just applying it to the area and then just applying simple pressure. And if you can see, you can kind of see where those bubbles are coming up and you have that hole.
It comes at a time when winter is approaching. Q2's Ed McIntosh says winters can be deadly.
Part of the problem is we can get about as cold as anybody in the country can get. We certainly see some heavy snow. Plus, with the sparse population, we have areas where you don't have cell phone coverage. It's easy to get turned around, and you can really be out for quite a while in the backcountry without anybody knowing about it.
Assistant Professor Ryan Butler knows the risk all too well, having his students set up shop at the base camp to teach a lesson. From jackets.
What common thing is people will say, my jacket isn't waterproof anymore. And that's actually false. So they teach them, they're showing why it's false and how to actually restore that jacket so it works the way it needs to.
To cookware.
They're showing a bunch of different types of cooking systems, and they each come with their own maintenance needs.
And of course, sleeping essentials.
Sleeping pads, so we're actually showing how patches work, how to adhere patches, the different kinds, so that sleeping pads can function the way they need to.
He says it's essential to maintain your gear.
It lasts a lot longer. We don't have to buy things more often. And it's better environmental sustainability.
Just like how you keep up with a car.
A lot of this stuff is really high use, so it's no different than your car. Preventive maintenance that makes it last longer, makes it perform the way you need it to.
So at a time when the weather is about to become unpredictable, having the right gear can make all the difference.
Make sure that you take the winter survival kit with you, so you got some basic supplies, some water, some blankets.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferi, MTN News.
Hannah, great story. Thank you. Well, conservation easements are becoming more common across Montana as landowners look to preserve their properties for future generations. Now, whether it be conserved for public access, wildlife habitat, or to stop development, many are choosing this form of preservation. For this morning's Montana Ag Report, MTN's Emily Brown brings us to a ranch in Stevensville working to keep Bitterroot agriculture alive.
When I think of Ravalli County, I think of a lot of ranches. But the USDA says that from 2017 to 2022, the Bitterroot Valley has lost more than 150 farms and over 40,000 acres in farmland. But the Boatland Ranch has turned their acres into a conservation easement.
My father was born here on the ranch. I'm fourth generation. It was nothing for us to be a mile or so away from the house and my mom not knowing where we were.
For Marlene Bolin, life in Stevensville is different than it used to be.
I guess we took a lot of it for granted at the time. That's a portion of the ranch that doesn't exist anymore. I just think it's such a beautiful area and everybody thinks they need to have their 5-acre ranch on it, you know? So yeah, it's changing.
Bolin's parents had more than 5,000 acres of the Sapphire Mountains conserved in the 1990s. As Ravalli County continues to grow, she continues to see more invisible lines chopping the landscape into subdivisions. Bolin decided to follow in her family's footsteps and preserve her now 166-acre ranch for agriculture.
It just seemed like a good thing to do.
That's why she connected with the Bitterroot Land Trust, which has conserved in total close to 14,000 acres through 60 easements. Those are agreements that stick with the land forever.
They're seeing the growth and they're realizing that there's something they can do themselves to preserve the legacy of the Bitterroot Valley and working agriculture.
Working land is shrinking in the Bitterroot as the soil itself gets pricier and developments get built. But ag is a way of life that the Land Trust seeks to keep.
I feel that working agriculture and conservation really go hand in hand, and that's something that we identify with as a community.
And for young farmers and ranchers, leasing property within easements may be the way to move forward.
Because of the price of land, people can't afford to buy land to run cows or hay, so we are relying on leasing ground.
After Marlene Bolin's husband passed, she enlisted Jared Porter to take care of the land. giving him an opportunity to live and work.
Find somebody like Marlene Bolin who's willing to trust you and let you come in and run her ranch like it's your own ranch. It's been really great for us.
Generations down the road will get to see this land.
It touches you a little bit.
Yeah, it does.
In Stevensville, Emily Brown, MTN News.